Guru Shri Juta Padakamalang.
Hare Krishna. Welcome to our channel, Bhagavad-gita. Here it is. Because we have Bhagavad-gita as it is, translation and commentary of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And my name is Labanga Latika. We are in the 9th chapter for a couple of more verses. And today we are reading text 29. Krishna is speaking. Samohang sarvabhuteshu namedveshostina priyaha ye bhajanti tumang bhaktya mayite teshu chapyaham. And this is certainly one of our core verses. So if you like to learn Bhagavad-gita verses by heart, then this is one more for you. And the translation is as follows. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend of him. Yes, we hear that sometimes God is accused of playing favorites. To his devotees he gives everything, and everybody else is just stuck in this world over and over. But actually, Krishna is holding the door open for everyone. But it's kind of up to us to enter the door, to come back into that relationship with him. And in that relationship, there is a natural give and take. And there is a natural, love and trust. And if we don't step into that relationship, then we have this material world where we have the opportunity to create our own karma, lifetime after lifetime. Purport. One may question here that if Krishna is equal to everyone and no one is his special friend, then why does he take a special interest in the devotees who are always engaged in his transcendental service? But this is not discrimination, this is natural. Any man in this material world may be very charitably disposed, yet he has a special interest in his own children. The Lord claims that every living entity in whatever form is his son, and so he provides everyone with a generous supply of the necessities of life. He is just like a cloud which pours rain all over, regardless of whether it falls on rock or land or water. But for his devotees he gives special attention. Such devotees are mentioned here. They are always in Krishna consciousness, and therefore they are always transcendentally situated in Krishna. The very phrase Krishna consciousness suggests that those who are in such consciousness are living transcendentalists situated in him. The Lord says here distinctly, Mayite, they are in me. Naturally, as a result, the Lord is also in them. This is reciprocal. This is also explained. This also explains the words, Yeyatha mang prapadyante thang sathaiva bhajamyaham. Whoever surrenders unto me, proportionately I take care of him. This transcendental reciprocation exists because both the Lord and the devotees are conscious. When a diamond is set in a golden ring, it looks very nice. The gold is glorified, and at the same time the diamond is glorified. The Lord and the living entity eternally glitter, and when a living entity becomes inclined to the service of the Supreme Lord, he looks like gold. The Lord is a diamond, and so this combination is very nice. Living entities in a pure state are called devotees. The Supreme Lord becomes the devotee of his devotee. If a reciprocal relationship is not present between the devotee and the Lord, then there is no personalist philosophy. In the impersonal philosophy there is no reciprocation between the Supreme and the living entity, but in the personalist philosophy there is. Yes. So I'm just happy just reading this because it's just really, inspirational. Because this Krishna that we are reading about and learning from and aspire to serve and realize in this world, he's a person and we are persons. And when we connect, there's a personal relationship. So it's not really partial. It's like if you have a family, like Prabhupada gave that example, that somebody may be doing all sorts of good things for humanity or for special projects or for the country or so many things, he still has to take care of his own children. And even there, in the family, the children are different. So one child likes to learn music, so the parents may supply that child with musical instruments. And another child may be more interested in sports, so the parents will drive that person to the, I don't know, when you do sports you have to constantly get all your gear and get to the place and practice and so on. So it's not a partial thing, it's a relationship thing. When the living entity turns to Krishna with that desire for a loving relationship, then Krishna responds to that. And when the living entities turn away from Krishna, he doesn't interfere. Still, he provides this world. Sometimes this world, we describe it in a little bit negative terms. Dukkhalayam vashashvatam. Everything is eternal. No, that's not true. Everything is temporary and it's full of misery. But it is existence. It's not that when we turn away from God's service that he locks us up in a box somewhere, unconscious and unable to, do anything for our own situation. No, Krishna gives us this world, and this world is there's so much variety here, there's so much scope for trying to fulfill different desires. So that's Krishna's reciprocation. We are given this world that is outside of the spiritual world, wherein we are still spiritual but covered spirit. So here things are a little more mechanical. We have the laws of karma. Our activities have certain results. And in general, Krishna doesn't interfere with that so much. But when someone turns to him, when someone turns their attention to the spiritual reality, and Krishna is not bound by these laws of karma, he's fully capable of welcoming us back home again. And so it looks like partiality, but actually that opportunity is open to everyone. So Krishna allows us to be in the material world if we want to, and he actually helps us getting back to the spiritual world when he sees that we again take an interest. The example is often given that the Lord is like a desire tree, and whatever one wants from this desire tree, the Lord supplies. But here the explanation is more complete. The Lord is here stated to be partial to the devotees. This is the manifestation of the Lord's special mercy to the devotees. The Lord's reciprocation should not be considered to be under the law of karma. It belongs to the transcendental situation in which the Lord and his devotees function. Devotional service to the Lord is not an activity of this material world. It is part of the spiritual world, where eternity, bliss and knowledge predominate. Yes, so we want to learn these things, we want to understand these things, because it's really easy and it's really common for persons who are very removed from God consciousness to criticize God. Well, if there is a God, why is there suffering? And then the Bhagavad-gita and the Bhagavatam are explaining the laws of karma and reincarnation. That actually we had a desire to come to this world. And in this world, it is not so much, we actually don't like to use that term that God is punishing us, because that's not what he does. He has given us, there's an even playing field, and depending on what we do in this situation, we will ourselves have the results from that. And it's not so much even that we do it against God, but we do it against each other. So many of our activities have the effect of harming others, of hurting others. We're seeing right now, we're seeing this movement for the ecology and stopping the destruction actually of the natural situation in this world, and people get very involved in that. So there is some understanding that our activities have a result, and then when we realize that, then we will take care of what activities we perform. So this is on one level. of course, it's already quite some understanding to see that this planet and us, we have a reciprocal relationship. But everything we do in this world, if we are not aware of the laws of nature, they will hurt someone, they will harm someone. Like, we have built a civilization that is, in and of itself, it's harmful. We have all these cars driving, we have all these chemicals and plastic, and that creates something that, from the immediate perspective, seem like they give us something good. And then we look at it, like, I don't know, 50s maybe, in the 50s they had found out when you want to grow something, then there is a problem that so many of the insects come and destroy your crops. So they found something that they could spray on it and kill all the insects, and then the crops would just grow. What we didn't realize is, so long ago now, I don't even remember, DDT, I think we called it DDT. It has the unfortunate effect that these bugs that were sprayed with it, they were then later eaten by the birds, and then the last birds in the chain, they became infertile, and it looked like maybe they would all die out because of something that would make life a little easier for us, would make it so much more harmful for everybody else. And that's what we do in this world. We don't have the knowledge. We think we can go and eat something, hamburger or something from the meat section in the supermarket, and we don't actually realize, in order to eat this, I will have to kill someone, because I'm not doing it myself. I'm paying someone to do it indirectly. And all these activities, they will come back to us. And that's how this material world is set up. So the karma doesn't come so much from, Krishna being angry for us not doing what he tells us. But he's telling us these things for us to understand the structure in this world, and how actions have reactions and results. So that is one thing, that is one level of understanding. And then the next level of understanding is this, that anything in this material world is temporary. Whatever we've done, wherever we've been, whatever we've gone through, when we come to the point where we again think, oh yes, I took a wrong left, I ended up in this material world. Maybe it wasn't the smartest, but now I want to turn back to Krishna, and he will definitely help us to find that point where we can again connect, and he will definitely help us to find a process and to find the people who can teach us and so on. And when we come to that point, when Krishna says this, I envy no one, I'm not partial to anyone, I'm equal to all, but whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I'm also a friend of him. So Krishna reaches out to us and shows us this. And this is not reserved for a few people. Everyone can come there and be that person in that loving relationship to Krishna. So that's why we have this Bhagavad-gita, and that's why we're not just locking it up in a box, but we actually want to read it and hear it and understand it and share it. So thank you so much for coming here and watching, and I hope you'll come back, and I hope you get all that happiness and connection out of what we're hearing here from Krishna. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Thank you for watching. We aim for updates every Tuesday and Friday. Please come back. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down there. We also have some links and information for you. And there is, of course, the subscribe button. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
I'm a Hare Krishna, and I approve this message. Subscribe.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.